Ah, yes, the commentary community. It's great to see that I got everyone's attention from that community. It's exactly what I wanted because today I can use this to equally crap on the people that made me feel down about myself last year. Why, Warren? Why are you doing this? It was a year ago. Well, because I'm not letting go of the hurt that this community put me through. And hopefully you will realize what has truly been going on with me and understand where I'm coming from with this. Today, our targets will be Noxlish, Joshisokay, and Jaking Cynical. Now, Cynical didn't really mess up with me in 2020. He's more of on the scummy side of things, but I'll get to him when I get to him. But anyways, we'll be focusing on Noxlish right now. Now today, I will be remastering the video that I did on Nox. This will be our entire beef explained in the most truthful manner with proof and points shown. He cannot invalidate or twist none of my proof, and I'm telling the story between me and Noxlish because I think it's time to end this once and for all. Now, people can dislike and will dislike Bomb most likely this video, but before you do that, at least hear my side of the story. Without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about them. Now, this beef started after Vinx called Noxlish into the drama, and Nox was asking me a few questions about the drama. After he would threaten to freaking expose me, and that's when the beef started. He would start to say things like he would terminate my channel, or he would call YouTube. Vinx and Noxlish, Vinx is not a part of this video, and I don't want any drama with him. But he would go to dislike Bomb, a video that I made, and his friend gave me a false copyright strike on that same video. But that's pretty much how our beef started. Now, something else that happened in the beef that Vinx probably doesn't even know to this day about. Noxlish to this day might still have my friend's IP address, and he said that he would hold it for a very long time, and honestly, this guy is a pure scumbag because he told a person to stop talking on internet beef, and he used an IP to get into the heads of my friend that was helping me defend myself. And honestly, that's not cool. And best part, this man sent me his own IP, and then in his video said that I doxed him, which is also slanderous by the way, but which also led me to winning that war as well. But he and his friend gave me a false copyright strike. A false copyright strike that gave me a lot of anxiety in that beef, and he made it try to seem like it was Brady who was also struggling mentally at that time. He tried to make it seem like Brady pressured his friend into striking my channel, but yet it was not. Then the guy that shows up in my server, which is Nox's friend, shows an IP to everyone that was in it, including Vinx, because me and him were having an argument at that time with each other, and the argument between me and him stopped after he saw what Nox's friend did. Later, Vinx would turn to do a 180 on Noxlish and tell me everything that was going on and what was going to happen when Nox would expose me on February 10th. Fast forward to February 10th, and Noxlish would go to finally make his exposed video on me on February 10th. And me and Vinx would find out that not only did Noxlish Photoshop his proof, and yes, Vinx was also in the video too, or if he wasn't Photoshopping, he would lie or twist the story up to make it in his favor, or just straight up lie in general. In his video, when he said the main part of the drama was already solved, he's actually right. I lost to Glowstar Me 2 years ago in July, and at the time it was February. July of 2019 I lost to Glows, and when the beef happened between me and Noxlish, it was February of 2020. Those are two completely different dramas. Try to make it seem like I started beef with you when you were the one that threatened to expose me in general. You slandered and lied to all of my fans in this entire video. My god, there is proof to even back this up. Basically, everything you said about me and everything you said that I did to you, well, you basically did it to me. Even if I ignored the fact that he was exposing me during this time, because he really tries to push the point that I shouldn't be responding since I hate drama. He says that he will terminate my channel just because I used to sub for sub, when he also used to sub for sub as well. And now that my main channel is gone, well, Noxlish, you're in trouble, buddy. Because you yourself mentioned that you sub for sub and like for like on YouTube as well, with the same channel that you're on now, which explains why your channel is horribly dead. But it wasn't just a YouTube drama. It was a drama to save me from getting terminated. Everything he said in his video was freaking bullcrap. Everything that was in his video about me was either lies, twisted, or Photoshop evidence that he made up. You bring up the fact that you think that I can't take criticism, but yet I can. It's about how you criticize me. That matters. And you weren't criticizing me. You were simply calling my channel trash. making false accusations, and trashing my character. The only thing that was remotely close to criticism was when you said, and I quote, "If you hate drama, why do you go in it?" That was the only thing that you said that was remotely close or even related to criticism. You love bragging about how either you get more channel views than me or how your content is better, but you don't actually give them criticism. Then you try to play the victim card because you know you were going to get called out for photoshopping. That just shows that you have nothing on me, G. So you either tried to make stuff up or twist the storyline to make it seem like you were the victim, and it was really the other way around. The parts where you say this isn't an exposed video is pretty much fake and bullcrap, because for the second or third time that I probably mentioned this by now, you threatened to make a freaking exposed video on me. And your points are bullcrap. And the part where he says I shouldn't be dislike bombing other people, because at the time I was doing that, is pretty freaking hypocritical, because on a video that you did, you legit showed yourself dislike bombing someone else and called it fun. And you did it with your friends. It's hypocritical, and I don't think of myself as a god. That's a perception that he has made on me because I help other people, and he made that up so he can have a point against me. And that's honestly all he said with this video. I'll cover some other parts that aren't really too major in the video, but that probably need to be addressed, like the Photoshop part crap, but that's it for now. As I said before, this guy loves talking about views and subs and bragging about it, but let me get this straight. You had to use a Google ad to promote your channel because you were barely getting subs and growing a day. Now, I want to talk about his editing because he brags on this too. He overuses the saber effect and the ecto effect and the transitions and calls it editing. But you call yourself a good editor, right? Where were you with your editing tips on my videos if my videos were so bad? You see, all you do is brag, and if you really wanted to help people improve, you would have started with my channel and given me tips and pointers on how I can improve. But instead, you call my channel crap, and when I asked for advice, you said delete your channel, which is downright scummy, and you know this. Now, I need to prove to you that he photoshopped his evidence in February. So let's start by using this Google Calendar here. And I want you to pay attention to the dates on this Google Calendar. Let's use one of his screenshots he did on me in February. The beef started on the 29th of January, and he did his video on the 10th of February. Now, looking at the screenshot, it says February on a Thursday. Now, there are 2 days I could have said what I've said in this screenshot. January 30th and February 6th. Now, on February 6th, there are no conversations between us on that day, but on January 30th, we do have a bunch of conversations, but they aren't the same as the one as on the screenshot, which is proving that he photoshopped a lot of his proof. And yes, this is taken on phone. The right screenshot that you see here, that was taken on phone. What makes this worse is the fact that he was stupid enough to Photoshop his own screenshot. And if I go back to it, I can see what was actually being said. My proof was valid. So actually going a little bit off topic with this, still going back to the February situation for a second. After I dropped my response on Noxlish, he decided that he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna be done with the situation, leave me alone, and I'm gonna leave you alone. Did he actually do this? Nope. Because he attacked me in April, after the massive L that he took in February. So Josh TV will go to attack me, Nox and others will begin to follow and hop on Josh's side. The beef ended in a ceasefire, and I'll tell you how that happened later in this video, but before that, Nox did a collab with Zev, slandering my name hard. Unfortunately, I do not have Zev's video downloaded, but I can send you some of what he said. So in his little part, Noxus would go on to say that my Photoshop proof on him from February was fake. And he would say he sent an email to Discord proving that it was fake, but we are taking a really close look at the email and how it was sent, and I think we all can realize that this here was fake. Firstly, there was a lot of grammar errors, and he tries to justify the fact that he's from a different country. And I proved hardly that my proof on you was actually good, and even your friends like Vinx at that time said it was fake. You tried slandering me and saving yourself, but yet you made yourself still look like the biggest dummy in that beef. Now, we would have a break until like July or August when we would start beefing again, and this guy was still going to say that my proof was fake on him. And by now, I even debunked the freaking email, I debunked the freaking Photoshop. He has nothing left to go with. He would go on to say that I was lying on Mythical, well, to Mythical actually, and I legit had a whole beef with Mythical because of Noxlish lies. So then I make my 2 videos on Nox, and honestly, they were horrible at that time, because I did have a lot of mistakes. However, I did have some points, but those points were dislike bombs. And fast forward about 4 weeks later, and I did join a call with Josh, and Noxlish comes on and gets his friend to come on and asks me why I started a beef with Noxlish, which would spark a big argument on the call. But something I said in the call was, quote, "You said you would move on in February, then attack me in April. You were hypocritical in the call." Which gives my point a lot of light, because he did say this. He said he would leave me alone for good in February and then goes to attack me in April, and then expects me to be nice to him after that. And with that point out the way, I think it's time to say this. The difference between me and Noxlish is the fact that I never mentioned me moving on from him at all. And in fact, I didn't make any promises either, meaning he made a promise and he broke it in April, while I never made a promise to move on from Noxlish. We may have been friends for like a short period of time, but even then, I still never made any promises to move on. And if I did, please call me out on that. But otherwise, thank you. So then the guy would go on to my DM saying this crap towards me and threaten me again to make an exposed video on me, since I didn't agree with taking it down in the call. And oh, yeah, that's something else he did. He asked if I can take down the video, and I said no. And because I said no, and because the video was straight facts and I wasn't going to take it down, and it was hurting your reputation, you wanted me to take it down, and you wanted to make a video on me responding to it. So that's honestly it for that month. I mean, he was being very scummy at the same time, but nothing too serious that's actually worth reporting on. But we get to the present, and this guy acts like he's on a freaking high ground when he isn't. I can't honestly tell what's funnier. Him thinking that he is all big, or him thinking he is better than me in all aspects. He still hasn't lost his bragging trait or his egotistical traits. He thinks that getting into drama makes you childish. It doesn't. And you know the funny thing with this? He is literally getting into drama with me as well. Like, he actually made a freaking part on a video with Josh. This is actually freaking recently, and he wanted to freaking expose me. And when I called him out on this, he said that he didn't care. But I guess this makes you childish? I mean, you did say this after all. But anyways, he said that makes you childish. And whoever has that logic is flawed, because there could be reasons or context as to why you get into all these dramas. It doesn't make you childish. It messes with your reputation, but it definitely does not make you childish. You can literally start careers off of drama. And that's not the path that I'm going to. But at the end of the day, Noxlish will never improve. He will continue to have a massive ego, saying that he is better than everyone else. But I digress. I made you look bad, and I did it by showing proof, and I'm really hoping you come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. Cause you will look like the biggest freaking clown on this freaking platform, bro. And I rest my case here. Final thoughts on Noxlish. Noxlish, you should really choose to freaking improve. I mean, you're a lying, self-centered, egotistical piece of crap who bullies people that has bad editing but doesn't bother to help, but instead brags to them for how good your editing is. Your editing could be worth a dang if you didn't have people watching it. And I hope your fans and friends have watched this to see what kind of person you are. Chris, you need to change, or you will find yourself alone in this community. Now, I don't know where this came from. I don't know why you hate me. I don't know what happened, but Chris, seriously, you need to change. Let's target the next person. Now, Joshisokay claims that he would have won the beef in 2020 if a certain distraction didn't happen. Let's talk about that, and let's prove how he wouldn't have won even if the distraction didn't happen. So, all I know is that the drama happened between March and May of 2020, and Josh decided to come at me. and he made 3 videos which were considered to be crappy during this time. And Josh kinda got his friends to dislike bomb me, which made it hard for me to come out with a response during that time. So not only did he try to mentally mess me up in that drama, but also made false accusations to defame me during that drama. He does it to this day with the mental crap, saying I should quit my whole channel because my channel isn't good in his opinion. The fact that you tried to lie, which is what you did, and manipulate not only my friends and my fans, but the people that were actually helping you fight me is outright scummy. In April, the beef between me and Noxlish and Zev was mentally challenging for me. And everyone that was not on the same side of me was pressuring me to quit YouTube, cause I made content that was horrible in their opinion. Every time they made a video, they would blackmail me to the fullest. It got to the point where Zev used my own freaking school to try and get me to quit. Yes, this did happen. It got to a point where Zev, Josh, used my real life friends to make me socially distant from them, and to the point where if I quit YouTube, I didn't have anyone to talk to. He might claim that this was a joke. Yeah, no it wasn't, buddy. When everyone figured out that they couldn't put me down, they tried to make false accusations against me. Sithix decided to use Brady's mental disorder or disability to slander and defame me, and Josh even agreed to do this. Even Brady said it was slander and called him out with this, and he didn't agree with it. And after that night, right before the beef switched on Josh, it was just messed up. But Josh claims he would have won that beef. It's the opposite. He would have lost that beef, even with my low quality videos at that time. He made Logic uncomfy because he threatened to dox Logic and grab his IP, which made Logic himself nervous, but Josh threatened to dox Logic anyway, even after Logic said to stop. But it was mentally hard for me to cope with that because it was honestly just messed up. And Noxus decides to take an IP address of a fan that I have named MillyYT during this time, and he says all of this about him. Noxlish was being very, very scummy at that time, and saying that he would get in any war that was against me, and in those wars he would blackmail me and try to get me to delete a actual good video that I made that one time debunking Noxlish and making him lose the drama. He wanted me to take that down and say sorry, and I'm glad that I didn't. In May, I clapped back at Josh and won hard, but it was really upsetting to see what I had to go through with this in March and April. And surprisingly, that's not all that happened. Basically, I gotten my server raided by the actual Quackity, and then Noxlish and Josh and his friends decided to go into Quack's server and spread some false information about me. They wanted me down, and Zev even wanted me to, oh my god, he wanted me, yeah, he wanted me dead, man. And then they made false accusations saying that I subbot. I used to do sub for sub on YouTube on my old channel, and go to videos like me at the zoo and or other sub for sub videos to promote myself because I thought that at that time it was okay. Zev, Noxlish, and Josh, knowing the information that they have, goes to a Subpal's website and makes an account with my YouTube channel link in it just to say that I subbot. Basically, they framed me. And how do I know this? Because on Subpals you can make an account to frame the actual channel that you're trying to buy. And I was told this by Mythical and so many others, that basically you can frame people on Subpals. Now, I do not subbot. I used to do sub for sub, not subbot. And they lied to everyone about this subject, and they tried to use it to this day to try and expose me. They lied, slandered, and manipulated everyone, and they owe me a freaking apology for it. They lied, slandered, and manipulated everyone, including myself, and they owe me an apology for that, bro. For all the freaking bullcrap that they put me through, because I was literally in the fight for my own right to own a channel, and for my own right to live, bro. It wasn't just another internet drama. They wanted to mess me up and mess my whole life up, and my friendships and my relationships and all that good stuff. They wanted to completely end my life. They wanted me killed. They did all of that, bro. They did it through doxing, mentally or emotionally, just attacking me. But to answer how Josh would have lost, all the times that you slandered my name, manipulated me, tried to gaslight, and all this other bullcrap, you tried to do all of this, Josh. You supported everyone doing this. Noxus, you did this too, you know. And there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with you guys. I'm just starting random dramas for no reason, and I'm the crazy one, right? I'm the crazy one. I'm literally getting revenge. I'm literally getting revenge on you after all the crap that you freaking put me through in 2020, and still now. You really think that you were gonna get away with this? No, I was gonna expose you. Freaking tried to dox me, got Zev to freaking terminate me, or I'm sorry, not Zev to freaking terminate me, his brother, and all this other bullcrap, man. Yeah, it's messed up. You're messed up, man. And honestly, I don't even know what to say to you. And if you really try to come back with an exposed video trying to debunk all of this, I have the screenshots right here to prove it. You lost this war. You really did lose this war. And I really hope you know that. All the times, all the crap that you put me through. I'm surprised you guys still even have a fan base after that. But of course, your fans are gonna stand you, right? Your fans are gonna stand you like the people that they are. Even when they realize that you're in the wrong for all this, you're literally making fun of Mythical's grandmother that died. But I'm the bad one, right? I'm the bad person in this community. I'm the extra person. All of you are jokes. All of you. But now you know the truth. And now you know the truth. Now you know why I'm doing this. The whole community knows why I'm doing this. Man, I'm done, bro. I'm done. Sponsor this video if you want to. You're gonna get clapped. Yeah. That's all the crap that they put me through. Literally. That's the truth. I have all the proof, all the screenshots, all the videos to back it all up. Try me.